especially at the beginning of learning animation, has their own like style. And so once they start getting a grasp of the information and everything. For instance, actually, Peter, describe to me your the way that you prefer to animate, and what do you think of, and what do you like to highlight when you make things come to life?
I think I always start with the technical side first, like staging, what's happening in the scene, like just to make sure that like at the end of the bottom line is it readable? Like, is it positioned so that the audience can see it? Can they tell what's happening? Is it, if there's two characters there, like, where are they going to be I mean, actually, I think about it like it was live action. Like, where is everybody?
Where is everybody? Sure.
And then once I have that, then I go into like the minute stuff of just kind of sketching out like what the best poses for that would be, which I think I'm no expert at that, but that's kind of like what Jerry Ching helped with, because he's a storyboard pro. Just taking like when we were doing the Jesus film, and I would do different shots of like Jesus being tempted and the devil being there, like I would lay it out very simply, and then he would help give the expertise of like, okay, well, if you're trying to show that like he's in a threatened position, why don't you angle it a little, like give the shot more depth and have like the devil be like over Jesus, so it's like imposing. And then just like what helped me understand that better was like watching films and noticing that like I was watching Mad Men for a while, and like they do that all the time. Whenever a character is like being shown that they're like in power, they always have the camera like looking up at them. I was like, oh, okay,
I see.
that makes sense.
Interesting. It's amazing. All those small things.
Yeah, Andrew. He helped with the Jesus film just because since I was the animation lab assistant, like I was in there while his class was going on, and so like when like his students would be doing like a test or something like that, he was always interested in like what I was working on, and gave a lot of good insight to like the storyboards that we brought to the animation club. But yeah, I think the thing I always love, like the thing I'll always be a fan of, is watching somebody who's just like a master at their craft, because it's just it's just awesome.
Yeah, same. Absolutely.
He was one of those guys where like just watching him map out a scene, like you're asking me like how I would do it. Like I think because I know, like I just feel like I'm pretty rudimentary with it, so I just like try to break it down into as many parts as possible and then think through each step. Just watching him kind of like, well, I've already done all, like I already know all that, and he just do it in the first draft, basically.
Yeah, sure.
But he also taught me to do things small, like thumbnail things. So like instead of doing a giant like full screen HD, to have just the little thumbnail stuff that's basically just like the corner of a page, and then he was showing, and like he linked us to 7 Golden Camels was a website, like a blog post that has a whole bunch of like ex-Disney animators showing their stuff, and so he showed like, I forget which animator it was. I don't know if it was Milt Call or who was working on like that first Robin Hood with the fox, the Disney film. Yeah, and they just showed, they had like his worksheet where like that scene where like Robin Hood's like leaning on the cauldron and him and Little John are like cooking.
Yeah.
It just showed like he made like 50 poses of working through the idea of like what's the best way for him to be stewing this pot and like showing the emotion.
Oh my god. That movie is so emotional. I love that movie. Yeah, that whole time, man, in Disney was so beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think that's like late 50s. Actually, maybe even 60s, actually. Oh my god, that movie. And the music, jeez. Don't even get me started.
What is it? 8:30. All right, we got 15 minutes.
How's it going up there, Kevin?
Good, good. And so, after hearing that, then we think of things like stop motion animation that share the similarities between other forms of animation, but they have their own things to follow by, their own criteria. Because you're not. It's not like you're drawing something. It's you're moving something and then you take a picture. With all these different styles and different approaches of animation, it's definitely something that you can get like a little stuck in, there's nothing wrong with a routine, but sometimes when you're stuck into a routine, you forget that you can experiment and such. One of the things it's wonderful about the fact that Peter is doing the pixel work and such. It's that it's new territory for him. So as he's learning how to do it, and yes, he sees masters do it, but he's also experimenting, seeing what, oh, that works. Hey, I'm just gonna do that and stuff like that. Kind of like how he described before we started streaming, how he was like, it's working, but I don't know why, but let's just keep going and such.
Yeah.
Experimentation that leads to beauty is most definitely present within animation.
Yeah, I feel that. Experimentation, yeah. It's very important to me.
Well, this is straight up give homage to Super Mario. You just have the end level be the black screen with the zigzags.
Dude.
It's just good. Alright?
It is just
It's good game design.
It's good game design. They didn't they didn't trademark this.
Yeah.
Maybe they did, I don't know. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Working with big tiles is pretty crazy.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah.
Jerome and I played Smash one of those evenings. What was the evening I played Smash, Jerome? Was it Thursday evening?
Thursday, I think, yeah.
Was it Friday? Because I also worked Saturday. It was Friday evening. It was Friday
evening.
Yes, and we were just doing. Yeah, we were just playing. We were trying to match ourselves in how we have different skill levels with different characters and such. So I wanted to try to use Mega Man against his Diddy Kong and such, and it were very, very good matches.
Yeah, it was great.
Now our listening shows though. Do you remember when we went to Jonathan's birthday party?
Yes.
And the music that he was playing was a playlist that he created for just Street Fighter V, and we listened to it on Spotify. And one of the things we noticed was that music definitely affects the way you play.
Oh, totally.
Definitely.
Yeah. It had a huge influence.
Well, I've never played Undertale, And then when you had those few songs like a couple weeks ago when we were playing, that was pretty intense.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because we were listening to last time. Weren't we listening to like X vs. Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah. Were we doing that Was that last week?
No, last week we were still listening to the Super Nintendo one.
Okay, because that was also good. We had really intense matches.
I've been finding, especially that tracks that feature drums, have a very. I really like playing Smash
Oh yeah.
to those. It like makes like the emphasis on rhythm makes my fingers more like I like the way it interacts with my fingers.
Well,
Like Kelvin and I were listening one time we were listening to The Roots.
I love that bit. Jerome, what was the name of that album again? Do You Want More?
Do You Want More? Yeah, that album was
What
really,
a
really good.
great
for Smash.
album.
Yeah, because there's the emphasis on the drums. Like you just like feel. To me, I feel much more capable of playing Smash in a precise way. Because the drums on that record are so precise.
So Andrew's mentioning that the reason Super Mario 3 had the black screen at the end was that it was a stage play, which is a great point. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Mine might not be as deep because I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but I definitely want to just, I guess for me, in my time and place in the universe of game history, I understand that people are going to recognize that this is a game, and just to remember that, like, I'm going to use it as like a break the tension moment of you've just been through this ordeal, getting these baby penguins through the world, perhaps you've lost some, perhaps you've missed some, and just reminding you that, like, hey, just for fun, keep on going. And there's a score, kind of just, that's where you'll be scored basically, like, hey, you got all 3 babies in the stage, or you didn't. And people are sad.
Hello?
Speaking of Super Mario.
Oh yeah.
Have you met Jonathan Fobbs?
No, not yet.
Oh, he was the one. He's also a musician. He was telling me, like with this, just like all the cool stuff in game development that they do with music. Like, this is the track, and then as soon as you get Yoshi, the track doesn't change, but it just adds the drums.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I never knew it. Like, that's one of those things where like you feel it, but you don't notice it.
Totally.
And that's the stuff that I think is the coolest.
I love that stuff. Yeah, you totally feel it. Because you will notice that it'll speed up at a certain point. Like, that's more obvious, but yeah, it's not so obvious. I love that.
That was mostly. Yes.
What'd you say?
Wait a minute.
Basically, that we have to do 9:30, which is already noticed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She didn't know. have no regrets. Steve Kirby's Superstar being my favorite game of all time.
No. You, nor should you.
Colors, the music, gameplay. Ugh, it's all there.
It's all.
Excuse me.
Here's the Oh right, it's one. What was that? So nice. Such nice songs. Secret of Mana and Tyranny. $8.43.
Sweet. Should we switch over?
Yeah.
Sweet. This doesn't have a text option, I guess, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna give. I think the movement is gonna be mostly horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the way the camera's, like I don't think I'm gonna have the camera go up levels. I think it'll just be complete side scroller. And so like as you get to the top of the screen, you're just at the top of the screen.
Gotcha. Like the stars.
Nice. This one's huge.